Welcome back, everyone, to an episode of the podcast of Solitude, where three real numbskulls talk about garbage that doesn't actually matter. And
Hey.
why are we doing this?
Yeah. Yep.
In today's episode, Jordan has an existential crisis, and we talk Invincible. We're gonna talk that TV show that came out. We've all watched it. We're talking about it a week late because some of us didn't keep up with it. Yeah, Hanlons. And we'll see how we all get on. I'm doing this being burned out from exams and assignments. Sam's doing this after having nothing on all day, and Colin's doing this after a big old study day, and blood is gushing from his face.
Yeah, I have a nosebleed. Sam's just finished the workout, and Jordan is knackered.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a very energetic episode.
We're all perfectly ready
Yeah.
for this. Very
Yeah,
fitting,
yeah.
seeing as it's reviewing Invincible.
We all
yeah.
feel invincible.
Yeah.
And by invincible, I mean I don't fear death. I embrace it. Please kill me, someone. Anyways,
Same.
so we're going to talk non-spoilers, which is going to be very difficult. It's going to be
This
very,
is going to be
very
2
difficult.
minutes. This is going to be
Yeah.
a 2-minute discussion of
even-
non-spoilers.
Exactly. Look, in short, it's a good show. You should go watch it. I think we're all in the same
Yes.
Yep.
we have formed there. Yeah, go check it out. It's a good show. If you don't like it after like the first 2 or 3 episodes, you're probably not going to.
Yeah,
but you need to get past the first episode to get a sense of it. I think the first one is very misleading.
Yes.
If you're going in with no knowledge of the show. So non-spoilers. Sam, do you wanna go first and how you felt about it?
Non-spoilers. Okay. I thought it was good. Damn it. Everything I think of is spoilery.
Isn't it?
Okay. This is non-spoilery. The cast is fantastic.
Very.
Let's start with that. Because, I mean, I'm just looking at the cast on IMDb here, and it's jam-packed. Like, we've got J.K. Simmons.
And he's all right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he did a really good job, honestly.
Uh-huh.
I think Stephen Ewan, is that how you pronounce his last name?
Young, I think it is.
Okay. I think he's the standout. Personally, I thought he did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. Wally
Yeah.
Gobbs.
Oh, he's pretty good, isn't he?
He's pretty good in everything.
I do really like him as an actor, and I thought he did a fantastic job in this as well. You're right.
Very
Mhm.
good voice actor.
Yeah.
And not just voice actor. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big Justified fan, boys. Anytime I see Walton Goggins or Timothy Olyphant, then I'm kind of half on board.
I agree.
Colin?
Yeah. Very difficult to knock me into spoiler territory. It starts off a very generic, like a superhero style parody with your classic, like Justice League equivalent characters and stuff. It's like really obvious which one's meant to be Superman, which one's meant to be Batman, Wonder Woman, etc.
I think this is almost more obvious than The Boys.
Oh, 100%.
Oh no, like by far, yeah. But like they
Yeah.
make it that way. Like they make it look like they're straight up just copying Justice League, and then you think, okay, like where's this going? And then, like Jordan says, you get to towards the end of the last episode. Yeah, towards the end of the first episode, you realize the kind of direction they're going, and from that point on, the whole show just changes style completely into like its own whole thing, and it's really really cool. Like the one thing I say about this is all the characters in it, especially the main heroes, they're very grey characters. So there's a lot of depth in them. There's a lot of like more like morality questions. Even more so than The Boys, definitely. Because even I think The Boys, all the superheroes are just kind of made to be not that likable in one way or another, or in more than one way. Whereas this show, you start off kind of thinking, okay, yeah, superheroes, and then as the show goes on, you realize, yeah, like these guys have a lot of issues, a lot of issues in different ways, like teamworking, or just like personal life, or yeah,
Have you? Yeah.
yeah, literally, or criminal whatevers. Yeah, not to go into spoiler territory, but
Mhm.
um,
But the main
so
character
yeah,
is a criminal, is what Colin is saying.
yeah, but I won't say which one. I won't say which
Uh-huh.
one. um, yeah,
Yeah, I do think that it benefits a lot more than The Boys in the sense that you don't really know where everyone stands
yeah,
for a lot of it.
definitely.
Agreed.
And I
Because
think that's less a case of they tried to make it, oh, this guy's good or this guy's bad. It's just that they're all coming across as real people. And
yeah,
a lot of the
exactly.
times, real people on the same page disagree or argue or fight.
Yeah,
And because of that, you've got a lot of you've got a lot of tension in a few different
I
groups.
feel like this show there's more room to keep it interesting for longer than The Boys, just because The
Yes.
Boys after season 1, you know where everyone stands, and you know whose side you want to be on. And from that point on, it's just kind of like a question of how far the characters will go on that side before they break or before something really, really bad happens. Whereas this show, you actually don't know. Like, all the characters have some form of redemption arcs, or it can go anywhere really, which is there's just like a lot more you can do because they are
Yeah.
down to earth, more kind of real people, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I didn't believe about The Boys was that there wasn't a single superhero that was a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, anyone that got superpowers just happened to be the worst person on the planet.
Yeah.
None of them had any concern for human life or anything other than maybe like
Star
Queen Maeve.
Girl.
Oh, Stargirl. Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Actually,
you're kind
Yeah.
of forgetting about Stargirl here, aren't you?
yeah, I'm forgetting about the main character. Shut up. Like, yeah, but that's one out of what, a corporation of superheroes.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like there's like government, corporation, like
I was gonna
basically
say it's worth
brainwash.
pointing out that the only superheroes we really see in the boys is the corporate ones.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones that are
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
spotlight. So
Also, in fairness, The Boys kind of highlights more the like the way the world sees all those people are actually as heroes, whereas like behind the scenes
Hmm.
they aren't.
Yeah.
Whereas the difference between that and Invincible is that we actually get to see the perspective of like each hero, and there isn't like a brainwashing corporation behind them or anything. Like everything they do is kind of under their own choice.
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I do like this. I think a lot
yeah.
more than The Boys. The way I put it before either of you were caught up was that if I had to cancel one show, I would cancel The Boys,
It's just
which is
because there's like, yeah, there's more you want to see in the show that like
mhm,
hasn't been done yet, and it'll be really cool to see done.
yeah. I suppose that the
It's
second
like,
season of The Boys did lose me a little bit.
yeah, I agree. It was still good, but not as strong as the first one, just because we'd seen a
No.
lot before. Um, yeah. So Invincible, there's the first episode at the end takes a turn. Not to spoil it. And then from that point on, there's kind of a lot of side stories, like interweaving in and out. And there's like one kind of main story that's kind of pushing your interest the whole way through the season. But at the same time, you still enjoy seeing all this side stuff. And then the
Mhm.
final 2 episodes, like everything just kind of clumps together into like one big plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I didn't enjoy really about this show was the fact that it really does string you along that main plot, and it goes week to week, and it drip
Yeah,
feeds you, and I mean like
yeah,
Yeah.
on an IV
that
tube.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It pretty much there's a reveal at the end of the first episode. You're kind of left in the dark. There's little hints and little ideas along the way what might be happening, but nothing's revealed until the
not
final episode.
not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I predicted it. Like I predicted that
Oh,
would
like
the
immediately,
reveal.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. Same.
yeah,
Same. I was gonna say I
yeah.
have 3 complaints about the show, and that's one of them.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It's the kind of thing where I think everyone was expecting more because they made
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a big deal out of it, and then it was just
It's
yeah, of course it was.
it's also the fact that to the character completely
Mhm.
what's going on throughout the whole season. But I mean, it's superhero
I
stuff.
think if you're thinking
Yeah,
of watching it, you should go in with as little information as possible.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. It's made by the same guy that did Walking Dead, and you can definitely see that as well.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it isn't afraid to step over the line one bit. Like
You know,
this goes
actually,
way over.
it is different from the Walking Dead TV show in the sense that it's actually good. Whoa, sick burn. That's a bad TV show. Don't watch
I
Agreed.
it.
didn't even. I never watched Walking Dead. I read the graphic novels, and that was enough.
First season's very good. Everything after that is dumpster fire.
Yep. 100% agree.
Anyways, I think we're just gonna go into spoiler territory because I don't know what else you could say.
It's just
Really.
safe if we go into spoilers now,
Yeah.
because
Would you say that it's better to binge the show, or
yes,
Ooh, I enjoyed the week to week.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
I-
the week to week.
I binged it all in 2 days, and I liked it. I would
Hmm.
not have been able to watch the show week to week.
You know what? If
It's-
you're old enough to watch this show, you're an adult and you can do what you want. Don't have us tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
We don't care. Yeah. So basically, the first episode. Spoilers from here on out. The first episode, it is quite generic. I think, as Colin said, they lull you in with this false sense of security with a kind of Saturday morning cartoon vibe. You've got your fake Justice League, fake Batman's there.
It's not even that.
Abraham Lincoln is like fake Superman. The speedster is just wearing red this time, unlike in The Boys. So it's just French, the Flash.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Omni-Man, who I guess is... Oh, he's right. Was he? Who cares?
He's not French, I'll tell you that much.
I thought his girlfriend was Russian.
I'm googling it.
You can Google it. And then Omni-Man, the other kind of Superman figure that's outside the team. At the end of the episode, it's in a post-credits scene, I think. But at
Yes,
the end of
yes.
the first episode, it turns on a dime where they're all assembled to like their secret lair, and he shows up and he just pastes them, like
Was
just
the
ruins them.
first fight that they did like at the beginning of the episode as a team? It wasn't even,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't actually that violent, was it? Like it was kind of like Saturday
one of-
morning cartoon vibe, or was it?
Yeah,
It wasn't bloody violent compared to the rest.
one of the big blue guys got shot in the eye and he lost an eyeball for a bit.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like
That was
Okay,
the
I think-
Nah, like you get to the end, Omni-Man just straight up mass slaughters all of them.
just
and
starts
from-
ripping people in half.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then pretty much every episode after that, they aren't afraid to like go over the line with violence, like one bit. But also,
Yeah.
it's not that they're going over the line just for the purpose of saying, "Oh, we're like so violent and like gory and stuff." It's like they go over the line to the point where they're like, "Damn, like shockingly, like, okay, that's like almost too real."
It illustrates a point too. It's not for the sake of trying to be edgy or anything like that. It illustrates the point of
Yeah.
how powerful these people are
Yeah,
and how
yeah.
badly damaged they can get.
Also, you can be a lot more graphical with the animation style and cartoons and stuff. If you
I
watch it,
guess.
it's like you know what I mean. Nah, I'd say you can't just because of like the motion of the bloods and things like that. And
I suppose,
like
but I mean,
bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been doing that with CGI and like just
Yeah, but you
Rubber
you
mechanizing stuff.
accentuate it so much more with animation to the point that it's like really obvious that
Yeah,
they have
true.
an injury. Yeah, like if you have like a
True,
bloodshot eye, you can also make the eye like massive.
That's fair. That's fair. I do love the way that fake Batman tries to take down Omni-Man, and
Yeah.
he doesn't like lay a hand on him, and then he goes in for like a jump kick or something, and Omni-Man just smashes his head on the ground.
Yeah.
As people say, people took to call him Turquing, was it? I think his name was. People have taken to calling him
Yeah.
Batman without plot armor, because if Batman did end up fighting Superman, that's just how it would go.
That's good.
Just head turned to paste. And it was it was probably the worst bit of that whole fight was when he what was that one? Was it War Woman? Fake Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Oh no, that was
Snaps-
awful.
he
That was so bad.
snaps her neck
Yeah.
backwards and then she coughs up blood on her back.
Oh
no,
no,
good.
no
no
good
good.
at all.
Excellent.
Like you're gonna get to the end of that first episode, and you're either really gonna want to watch more or stop completely and never go back. It's either gonna scare you away or latch you onto like wanting to know what's
Yeah.
actually going on.
Yep, I think
It
that's
was,
good.
it was definitely very jarring. I wasn't expecting it.
No.
Um,
It's like lack of sound in that scene as well. Like there's no background music, no anything.
right.
It's just silence.
Yeah.
When
It's
your man
just the
shows up,
sound of Yeah, it's
blood.
just the sound of people getting ripped in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think one of the things about that scene is that Omni-Man takes a lot of the focus in this show, and he nearly is kind of a background character. And I think the biggest problem with that is you're wondering, because this is the main pull of the show, right? Is that why did he just turn on seemingly his friends? And that's what they have you wondering for 8 episodes. But then the majority of each episode is spent with his son, who is also an alien from another planet. Well, half alien, I guess. And he's 17 years old. His powers hit, and he has the same powers as his dad. And you're following his adventure, really, and they don't really overlap until the very end. And so you've got one series of this guy trying to find his foot as a superhero, which is quite good. But the one you're interested in takes a backseat for the most part.
I agree.
I was much more interested in the Hellboy-esque, Constantine-esque Damien Darkblood, who was investigating Omni-Man the whole time. But really, he's a side character for 3 episodes, and then he gets banished to hell. And not a whole lot happens after that until the very end on that side of the story.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be harder to drag out the show, though, if you're focusing on the Omni-Man and detective stuff more. Like, you have to really drag out that. It had a good balance, keeping that as a side thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was a more interesting part, but because of that, it just hooked you onto everything else. And even and like Invincible stuff, like Omni-Man's son, who is called Invincible, which is what the show is called.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like, like all that stuff, it was like still fun to watch. You were never watching it like bored. You were watching it interested, but the whole time thinking, okay, when are we going to see like this other stuff?
Yeah.
So it definitely kept you going. It was like how to do a show right.
Yeah, but in a very frustrating way at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know how they're gonna. Don't know if they keep the same thing kind of going for season 2. I feel like it'll be less latching you on to that kind of thing, and I don't know, because we know everything that's going on now, so they're gonna like there's so much they can do, but I don't know how much I don't know how if it's gonna hook you the same way as season 1 did.
Yeah, no, I mean, looking at, I haven't read any of the comics. I don't think any of us have.
No.
But the, I know the comics kind of go away from that for a while.
Yeah.
They really started doing their own thing. So I think it's going to be a good opportunity to go away from that for a while. Now that the distraction of Omni-Man's gone, and just let us really focus in on Mark's journey, which I think is going to be well needed.
I think I agree.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of spoilers, what do you guys think of the robot side arc?
Oh yeah, that was good. Sam?
Sure.
I thought it was good, but very anticlimactic.
I didn't really care for it.
Nah, I liked it, but I thought it was pretty anticlimactic. So basically, there's this guy.
I thought it was going to lead to something more. I agree.
Yeah, I thought he was going to just like straight up slash people and then like take on Omni-Man or something himself. But nah, I mean, in fairness, he probably could have put up some kind of fight against Omni-Man, like those massive robots at the end. But so basically, there's a robot character who, this show does the thing this show does quite well is a lot of characters. So you have the generic Justice League characters, but then as you keep watching, it introduces more, and a lot of the original characters are like pretty original. Like there are some that you see who just like the powers and stuff just haven't been done before in that way at least, and you're like,
really?
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to think of one that isn't. I mean, I guess one of them has an added element, but apart from that,
exactly. But it's like it's like completely new. It's like robot is like the closest thing is probably cyborg. That is what I would say. But he's like a complete robot. Like he's just like a computer. he just like hack into anything and just like I think cyborg in the Snyder Cut Justice League, but just all robot. That's what he is. But then he has a side plot where you find out that he isn't actually a robot and he's a deformed human who just controls robots, and he wants a new
he
body.
lives in a jar and controls
Yeah.
all these avatars through Neuralink.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he gets. How would you describe them, Waller twins?
Oh, imagine two blue Lex Luthors. Don't worry about them. And
Yeah,
anyways,
they're pretty original too.
they're pretty good.
They're pretty
I guess.
original. Robot's pretty original. Monster Girl is pretty original. She's just Hulk, except she gets younger as more
No,
she.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's like added twists on them all.
I guess, but those are like kind of the only ones. Arguably, Eve, but apart from that, everybody's just.
Eve is kind of just when Stargirl. No, not Stargirl. What's the alien chick from the Teen
Starfire.
Titans? Yeah,
Starfire.
her.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I say she's a mix between Starfire and Wanda.
Oh, Wanda, that's the person who can.
She literally
magic.
like controls matter. Like all Starfire does is shoot bolts.
Does she?
Like,
I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, she does. That's all she does.
My memory of the Teen Titans is marred by season 2 of Titans, and so my brain just deletes anything associated with them.
The original animated series of Teen Titans is gold. So good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I'd say majority of the characters that it focuses on, besides Invincible, are pretty original.
I definitely like what they're doing with their characters more than they are the powers and the fights and the spectacle. Like, it's all good. It is all good, don't get me wrong, but at the same time they did a really good job of using the animation where it was needed.
Yeah.
To have those illustrious fight scenes and demonstrate the skill of these characters. But at the end of the day, it's about the characters. Like, Invincible's mother was one of the more interesting characters in the show, and she didn't have any superpowers. But anytime she was on screen, it was like, oh yeah, this person's really compelling. But I did briefly mention the animation, and Sam, I know you're on the same page as me. Do you want to say what?
Yeah.
You can speak for me on this, Sam. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I guess what I was saying, it's very obvious to me this with this show, the majority of the budget went to the cast rather than the animation. Like, for me, the animation was lacking a couple of times, especially in that Mars. Like, I actually rewatched some of those scenes, and it's kind of grim. It kind of looks like storyboard drawing, to be honest.
There's a lot. No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I think this is something that's just gonna improve though as it goes on, because like with the second season and the third one's also been confirmed, like it's gonna get a higher budget, so they're gonna be able to get better, drawing.
As well as that, I'd say they might not have J.K. Simmons on board for a while, so there's like half your budget saved.
Yeah, also true.
Even in that first fight with Omni-Man and the Guardians of the Globe, or fake Justice League, you can see it a lot, where the stuff that's happening, it's really happening. But a lot of the time, there's only one thing moving on the screen. Or something moves without a lot of detail, like whenever fake the Flash is punching Omni-Man and then you zoom in across the room. When you slow it down, I'm pretty sure it's just a still frame of a red silhouette moving across the frame so fast.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's like from corner of the frame to Omni-Man, because it's only a few frames, you get away with it. But I'm nearly sure it's just one like cutout of a red silhouette punching Omni-Man. Which again, it's not terrible. It doesn't ruin the show by any means, but it does. You notice it.
Yes, you do.
How did you find the animation, Colin?
Okay. I liked it, and even like the storyboard style stuff and all the scenes, I thought it was good because it was the simplicity is like you reading like a splash page or just like a comic and stuff. I thought it like combined comic, like 2D comic and cartoon vibes quite well. probably improve as it goes on, like Sap says. But it's always good to watch. I mean, I never watched it and thought this is lazy. And it was weak in the parts where you didn't mind it being that weak, and it was strong in the parts where it needed to be strong. So in fight scenes, and the parts where like Invincible literally just gets smashed through half of Chicago. So that was pretty
Oh, in
strong.
the last episode, that was quite good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Um,
pretty. Like basically, Omni-Man just straight up. If you're this far, you either don't care about spoilers or you have already watched it, so you know what's going on. Where like Omni-Man just straight up smacks Invincible, his son, in like half a city, and he just just breaks roads, buildings, cars, people, and it's just like horribly graphic. And it's like he hits him, and you think, oh no, I think I know what's gonna happen, and then it just happens, and you're like, oh no, oh no. Yeah, it's like I don't know. A criticism I'd say about the show as well is like it focuses so much on the characters, and then that whole last episode, it's just awful. It's like he just so many people get hurt. It's like it's so graphic, and then Invincible. And like all that's left in his conscience, and like I guess the end of the episode, he's pretty let down. He's not happy or anything, but then like he's just kind of talking to the Martian guy, and he's just like in a good mood again. It ends. It ends with him on a good mood, and I guess that also leaves you wondering, oh, maybe his character can take a turn. Maybe he isn't that emotionally attached to humans. But either way, there's room for like lots of story arcs and stuff going ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in the comic. I did hear somebody saying that I can't remember who it was now, but somebody was saying that you know how there's that flash when Alan Alien says, "Oh, what are you going to do now?" and it shows like a whole bunch of bad things, like Mars being overrun by those parasites and the guy has the magma demons under the whatever, and they say that those are minor inconveniences in the comics. Like those are things that they all happen in the comics, but he deals with them in like a page and moves on, and they all think they're going to be world-ending threats. Yeah. So I got that vibe. I was like, we're not going to see 2 seasons of based around any of this, you know.
Yeah.
But no, all in all, I thought it was a good show. Definitely excited to see where it goes next.
Yeah.
Let's just talk standout moments briefly. Really like the end of episode 1, the fight. We broke that down to bits. Yeah. Really liked the episode that took a horror spin. Where he goes and visits the college campus. That one was
was dark. I think besides the fight in the last episode, I'd say that the uni episode was the darkest one.
Oh yeah, by far. It was.
That's whenever it got to that stage, and you're just like, this show doesn't care where it goes. Which kind of made the last episode less surprising, as like graphic and gory as it was. Because you already knew where the show could take itself. But
sorry. And other than that, I liked the end episode's good, but I really like the end of episode 3, where Omni-Man follows that alien race back to their portal and he just genocides their entire planet. That was that was pretty cool. Scene. So cool.
That actually brings on to another positive. This has pretty cool music choices.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, it does actually.
Yeah. Sam, any standout moments?
I like the scene. I like the parts where
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Oh no! Oh, you like that? I didn't hear it. Did you say Sam?
Oh, did you? Yes, I said Sam.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Sam.
I don't have any that Jordan hasn't already mentioned. To be honest, like those parts were my favorites as well. So go ahead, Cole.
I like the scene where Omni-Man.
Okay, Colin, why don't you go ahead?
I like the scene where Omni-Man has a case of beers with the guy that makes the suits, and the guy is just like terrified. Yes, it was Mark Hamill.
That's right.
Yeah. And the guy is absolutely terrified of like what Omni-Man might do next. And he doesn't do anything,
Yeah.
but it's just that moment of
Oh,
like,
he lets him know.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he completely lets him know, and it's just
Yeah.
tense to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just this is one thing that like I find borderline distracting in shows like The Boys. It's that when Homelander or Omni-Man is in a scene, you just don't know when they're gonna kill everyone on the block.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've become desensitized because Superman, like these characters are based on Superman, but none of them are as powerful as him, and none of them have all his powers. But you don't really know that. Like you forget that none of these guys have super hearing. And it's like
Yeah.
anytime anyone in The Boys is talking,
Oh yeah.
it's like
Didn't
it's like
think about
Homelander will hear you from across the city, but I have to remind myself, oh, he's not Superman. He's got laser vision,
Yeah.
he can blue suit, and
Damn,
you
I
know,
didn't. Yeah, I didn't
like
even
if
clock that
Superman,
before, to be honest.
yeah, like if Superman fought not Omni-Man, Omni-Man had a chance, I reckon, but like if Superman fought Homelander, he'd tear him in half. But you know, at the same time, when he is the barometer in that series, it's like it's just the worst when they're standing there and you don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I thought what was going to happen was whenever Omni-Man like, left Invincible alone and just straight up left the
Mhm.
planet, I thought he just like took a turn like in his head, thinking, "Oh, these people are worth saving and stuff," and I thought he was gonna just reverse time like in Superman 1. But no, but he didn't. He didn't.
That would have been great.
That
Yeah.
would have been incredible.
I actually did think that was going to happen, and I thought it might be something like, oh, he reverses time, but he also reverses time so that no one finds out like what he's capable of, and then that would like leave a good start to season 2 because we've seen what he will do, and same kind of thing again. But nah, but it's interesting.
Great.
Yeah, I've been ruled out. I've been ruled out reversing Earth, reversing time.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I also think this is the kind of show that if you reversed the direction of the Earth's spin, that everybody would just fly through the air, like turn their face against the wall.
I guess.
Like this is the kind of show to do, because this is also the kind of show where, like if you're a superhero and you catch someone wrong, they'll just fall into 3 bits in your arms.
Maybe Red Rush will run forward in time and be
Yeah,
like, "Whoa,
except
what's going on?"
except his head's crushed, so he can't.
No, this is
Yeah, he's
before his
kinda
head
dead.
crush. He runs forward in time and he's like, "Whoa, where's Future Me at?" And everyone's like,
Yeah,
"Whoa."
but then if he did that, doesn't that mean that he would have known Omni-Man would have turned bad and he wouldn't like allow himself to get?
None of he's from a
Absolutely slaughtered.
different parallel universe.
Oh, well, see, now we're doing parallel universes, aren't we?
We're doing everything now.
Oh, we are.
This is a show that just
Oh,
keeps on
okay.
giving. Yeah,
Oh, it is.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Red Rush
I think
like
that.
finds out what's up and he goes and saves everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's an optimistic. All those people on the train that got
Yeah.
turned into sausage. He
Red
saves them
Rush.
all.
Yeah, all of them.
That building that fell.
That
Everyone on that
entire
building
planet,
saved.
that entire planet that Omni-Man
Oh,
genocided.
that planet of aliens.
Red Rush, yeah.
He just came in and said, "Stop it!
Yeah.
Stop it!"
There isn't even much super speed in this, like Omni-Man super speed. He flies pretty fast, but like he doesn't run pretty fast.
Yeah, I
He
don't
doesn't
think
even
they
run
have.
that much.
They don't really have super speed the same way Superman does.
Yeah, I mean he
Then
definitely
again-
has super speeds because he like goes to Poland and back in like a few minutes. But it's
Yeah.
like what, like it was like 10, 15, like his wife was able to know the shortest time that he'd be away for, and it was still something like 15 minutes.
20.
Yeah,
20.
20
Yeah,
minutes.
it
I
was.
feel like
It was
Superman
20,
would be
20
like
minutes, and she sent them all over Europe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he was playing a game of catch with his son, and they were literally throwing it around the circumference of
That's right.
Earth, and it just like
Yeah.
came back in like 5 seconds. Like wow.
Yeah, well, but by the same token, you can throw a tennis ball faster than you can run.
I beg to differ. I think I can
Oh,
run.
you're
I think I
right.
can run pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah, you do CrossFit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Are we gonna bring out the physics textbooks now and do the math for this,
Yeah.
or what?
Hey, I'm an engineer. Colin's an architectural mathematician or whatever it is. What is it?
Actuarial.
Whatever.
Math.
Yeah, sounds sick. But I'm still like, I'm saying we can do this.
Yeah,
Let's try to do this, Sam.
I'll finance the physics out of this.
You
That's what I
don't
do.
have to. It's less than a page of maths. We clock how fast you can run, and then wait, how do I mathematically? Oh no, I guess we just throw a tennis ball at the same time. That's all it's
Yeah.
required.
Yeah, I don't even need the math.
Sitting there doing complex calculations.
Bonus
Hmm.
points if you can hit the person running.
We just throw the ball calm. Not too fast now.
I wonder if that tennis ball just like went straight through a plane and just like
Well, we
came
did.
back.
Don't we see it
And no
like
one
take
noticed.
Don't we see it take the tip off like Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It just smashes through a mountain.
yeah. Convenient that there's like nothing as tall as Mount Everest.
What?
Convenient that it didn't go through anything other than Mount Everest. If it was like if they were like
Oh,
any
okay.
lower in the sky, it could just like torn through buildings.
Any
Strategic.
lower? What's that building in Dubai, the tallest one on the planet? The Dora Malaji? No, that's the Wakandan
Yeah, that's what it
special forces.
is.
Wiz Khalifa? I don't know.
The DJ Khaled, yeah.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, that big building in Dubai, yeah. Just imagine they just collapse it in half with playing catch. But anyways, no, all in all, good show. So
Good
before
show.
we wrap up, Sam watched a similar show, and I'm wondering if you want to spend a minute telling us about Jupiter's Legacy.
I don't. And so I'm going to ask you guys, what negatives did you have about Invincible?
Oh, the animation, and no, it wasn't a negative, but again, you can tell the corners were cut.
Yep.
And again, it feels like you were being drip fed too little for a show that was clearly trying to drip feed you. Apart from that, I don't think there's like a scene I didn't enjoy.
Okay, well,
Or if
I
didn't
didn't
if I
enjoy.
did- Mhm.
I didn't enjoy one particular piece of character writing. The
Do tell.
college episode that we brought up.
Yes.
What's the name of Mark's girlfriend? Amber?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Amber. To be
Oh,
quite
that's right. Yeah, no, okay, hold on. I do have a problem with the show.
Thank
But go
you.
ahead.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed. Yeah,
Actually,
her reasoning makes no sense in this episode
no,
whatsoever.
she's a bad person.
She she gives out to Mark for disappearing when there's a big crisis going on. Okay, fair enough. I would too.
Mhm.
Sure. And at the end of the episode, she's like, "No, I've known you were a superhero for weeks.
Yeah, I saw
Why
you
did
fight
you get
that super well.
upset? Why did you get upset that he left and then came back to rescue you?"
Because Sam,
Yeah.
he didn't share his feelings with her and the fact that he was a superhero, which you wouldn't. You would like unless you thought this was the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Which,
They've
if you're
been
dating
for what,
someone,
2 months.
exactly. If you're dating somebody in like secondary school or high school, whatever it is in America, then you're probably not 100% sure in that. You don't want to be like giving her your deepest, darkest secrets out of the gate. But no, that makes him a bad person in her eyes. You're right. Amber was she's a bit of a wild card, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of filler, but I feel like she was more from Mark's character than anything else. Because then it gets to the last episodes and Mark's like, "Oh, I can't be a superhero. Oh no, like everything's going wrong in my life. Oh, I can't balance anything." And then, but that lasts for like 5 minutes.
The
And
Spider-Man
it's
2
just,
effect.
yeah, it is very much the effect. Yeah, I don't know if Amber's gonna be in the show much season 2, but we'll see.
I mean, I'd say
Anything,
she'll be so long as they keep dating. I'd say she'll be a big player.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Just said that like he's not happy with the idea of her being around.
No, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of any other downsides to the show. I mean, I'd say if it weren't for the whole cliffhanger dragging you along the whole season, don't know if I would watch it the way I did. Like it was just like it did take you a lot more. I feel like I'd be interested in the show and I'd enjoy it, but I don't know if I'd be like, whoa, like what's going on? Whoa.
Yeah, that's the reason why I probably wouldn't have enjoyed this much if I watched week to week. Because
Yeah.
I would have been disappointed we didn't get more of that. Whereas when I binged it, I obviously did get more of that because I just kept
Yeah.
watching.
Something else I say is they go straight into Invincible having no powers, straight into like just having everything very quickly. And there is like learning curves where he's like trying to control everything. But I feel like it is less of a gradual thing and more of a, yeah, you're just like super powerful now. Just like deal with it. And even though he has a lot of character development in that front, it's like I feel like it could have been more of a kind of testing his limits more than just having all the powers all at once, just like whenever he hits a certain age. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's a good vibe.
Yeah, it's a good vibe.
Yeah, I'd recommend the show.
I'd recommend it too.
Maybe not to everyone. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know
Not ever.
people are going to
Yeah.
be put off by the violence of this show, definitely.
I'll be honest. If
Yeah.
you're not like 16, you probably shouldn't be watching it.
No.
It looks like don't is the adult cartoon.
Oh, this is something we should have said off the bat. If you are listening to the show, which you're not, because no one does, but when we're famous and you're listening back, and you're like, "Oh, there's a show I missed 10 years ago. I should watch that with my kids because it's a cartoon." Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
No.
Don't.
No. Unless your
But they
kids are
won't-
like
they won't
30.
listen.
Unless your kids
Oh,
like
yeah.
30.
Yeah. Unless you're 15 years old listening to this.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't really say there's like awful characters in the show. There's a lot of weak moments and weak character arcs, but like
Rex was pretty terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
oh no, he's a complete douchebag, but like
but you mean he's not like
still
an
it's still
uninteresting
still
character?
interesting
Like
to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like he's a complete douchebag and he's a complete rip off of like any generic
Gambit. He's just got Gambit's
Gambit.
powers.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
yeah,
there's a few non-characters, but I mean, there's nobody that's badly written. I mean, the girl that multiplies herself and the girl that has Ant-Man's powers.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's one power of shrinking. She doesn't talk to ants. You know, they're in the show, but they don't get up to much.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they will as well, because like it's a show that's very focused on one character and like the superheroes he's close with. I don't know.
I'd
You
say
think
with
we'll get to see
Omni-Man
more?
gone. Yeah, I think
You
so.
think?
I think with Omni-Man
That'd be cool.
gone.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of more character development of Mark's mum in season 2 as well. I feel like she has more development to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
I can. Yeah, sorry. I can kind of tell that there might be like some kind of detective arc or like some kind of backstage working out like crime fighting thing that she might do with Cecil and the guy that makes the suits or something like that. There'll be more. We'll still see a lot of non-superhero crime fighters. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
I think she'll be more involved with it. Yeah.
I think the generic thing to do with her would be to have her go off like a spiral of depression and you know, have her go off the deep end as a character. Which in fairness is probably what would happen if your husband turned out to be an alien that saw you as a pet and was bent on world annihilation.
Bit of a psychopath.
Bit of a psychopath. But I don't know if that's what this show will do. I feel like they'll have her grieve for a bit and move on with it because we've seen it 100 times, haven't we?
So it was interesting whenever he said about how he lives like I don't know millions, billions of years, and that like those 20 years were just like 5 minutes of his time or something. Yeah, like he said that, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense than just kind of like waiting around 20 years before you do anything.
Yeah, well, like obviously it was 20 years to him, but at the same time, it's like us dedicating like a week to something. It's like you don't look back in life and go, I regret spending that week doing something.
Yeah,
because it was a week.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never died. Maybe people do. Maybe you're listening to this on your deathbed and you regret some of your choices. But no, all in all, a good time.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to talk about? Nothing got cancelled, so I can stay and talk for like 11 minutes if you want.
Oh, well, in that case, we can just sit and talk and ramble on for like 11 minutes about nothing.
Yeah, I think so.
I really mind, to be honest. We can cut the show here, or we can keep talking. Is there any other like news going on or anything?
I've been playing quite a few video games.
Ooh.
I could do episodes on Days Gone, Far Cry 5, Ghost of Tsushima. That was incredible.
Yep.
what else have I played? The Witcher 3, also incredible.
Hmm.
Sam, do you want to talk about Jupiter's Legacy, or do you care?
I could talk about this show, but the thing is, I don't want to because it might
That's
make
fine.
people want to watch it, and I don't want people to watch this show.
Because it's bad.
It is. It has.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think this is what upsets me about the show. There's a lot of potential. I liked a lot of the ideas it brought up, but then it did nothing with them, or what they did with them was crap.
Mhm.
So I'm like holding out the sliver of hope that season 2, if it's happening, will be better.
Mhm.
Because the last episode was the only good episode.
Okay.
But I would still not recommend anyone watch 7 episodes of mediocre writing, somewhat decent effects for the most part, but also some cringe acting here and there. It's just nah.
Yeah, I was pretty intent on checking it out, and then I heard that every episode, half of it is a flashback to the 30s, and immediately I just decided there and then I'm not watching this.
Yeah, and most of the time the flashbacks are the best party episodes, which is not a positive. Let me tell you.
That upsets me too.
Yeah,
Which
don't recommend this, especially not if you've just come off watching Invincible, because that makes the show look even worse.
Damn. Well, that's grim.
If not,
Uh,
I've watched the first episodes of The Bad Batch, and it's very good. If you like Star Wars and animated, watch that.
Ooh. Maybe.
Still haven't finished. I feel like I'd sooner go back and watch a bunch of the Clone Wars that I haven't seen.
Clone Wars final season, I enjoyed it, and then like I skipped kind of like towards the end just until Order 66 because I wanted to see what's going on.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
middle 4 episodes are the most skippable episodes all time.
Yeah. I thought the whole clone thing with the chips, the inhibitor chips, is quite a cool idea.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Oh,
and in
what?
that case, you might
Spoilers.
like the show because it actually
That's
does something.
spoilers if you, guy, Jordan, if they've got this far and they've listened to
Yeah,
us
I
talk
don't-
about
I don't-
Invincible, and
I'm
they're
talking
like,
about spoilers. I'm talking about spoilers for me, you scumbag.
"Oh no, you haven't watched Clone Wars final season? I thought you had."
No, I literally just said I haven't. Oh
Oh,
no, I didn't
sorry.
specify that. It's fine. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't really
Oh,
care. I'll watch it.
it's just a plot point. It's a plot point, and it's like a cool plot point. That's
Mhm.
like it's like the clones literally didn't have a choice when Order 6 was going on.
Yeah.
Like,
That's been canon
yeah.
for a while. In fairness.
Oh, I didn't know, but still, yeah. It's cool.
No, when they heard Order 66, they all just went sleeper agent and went blueberry pie and just started shooting Jedi's.
Yeah.
And that's a reference I hope somebody gets.
Interessant. Très bien. Um.
Guten Tag.
I'm excited. Tomorrow, Castlevania season 4 comes out. I'm well hyped
Ah, this is
for
the first
that.
time you've mentioned this.
Yeah, on the podcast, isn't it? Yeah.
Go on, talk about Transylvania. I mean Castlevania, whichever one it is.
Look, it's a good show. It's a good show. A few too many boobs in the 3rd season for my liking. It does not help one remain pure, but it's a good show.
I wish those boobs had appeared in the first 2 episodes that I watched, and I might have kept watching.
That's funny. That's good. It's one of the better Dracula stories that are out today because Bram Stoker's Dracula, that movie's dated, and the Dracula Netflix show is bad. Or wait, no, BBC show.
BBC
Whatever,
show.
the one written by the Sherlock writers. Sherlock, the other pilot show. Yeah.
I still
I
think
think
the
that
episodes of that show are decent, but it just gets ruined.
it do. I think the 2nd episode of season 1 reminds you how long an hour and a half is. And then
Season
from that
1
point on,
of Dracula, the show that only has 1 season.
oh, Dracula. I thought you were on about Sherlock.
No.
All right. Oh, yeah, they're okay. They've got their problems, but they're watchable. Episode 3 is just a mess.
Agreed.
What about you, Colin? You watching anything or excited for anything?
Oops. I've watched first 2 seasons of Castlevania, I think.
All right.
Like last summer. Yeah, it's a good watch. It's just like it's fun action. I think more than anything. other people might enjoy the story a lot more.
I really enjoy the story a lot.
The story didn't take me that much, but yeah, it's an enjoyable watch.
It hooked me a lot.
Yeah. I haven't been watching that much other than The Office. That's about it.
Have you finished season
Yeah.
2 of Mandalorian yet?
I haven't. I want to wait till I have free time and then just watch it all. Because
Fair
I
enough.
just don't have enough time to watch it all at the moment.
Anyways,
Follow on Instagram.
I'll do at Podcast of Solitude, and email is podcastofsolitude@gmail.com, I think. That's been us for a week.
Yeah.
Will we be back next week? Who knows?
Depends.
Nobody knows.
Probably not. It wouldn't
Nah,
matter.
yeah. Weekends usually are okay for me, but I'm gonna play safe and say maybe not until after my exams.
I mean, there's nothing to talk
'Cause I-
about, is there?
Castlevania
I'm
season
talking
4.
Okay, you can record a solo episode.
I'll talk about Castlevania for 3.5 hours.
Uh,
You still good to edit, hombre? You still good to edit?
Sure, I'll just turn up the music very
All the-
high.
all the dead air in that episode. Oh, what do you think, Jordan? Oh.
Anyways.
Thanks for listening, guys. Till next
Yeah,
time.
thanks. You've been great.
Love you all.